Hello, Trev here. Today we're doing a little tuition video on Wonderwall. Oasis have just announced that they're reforming. They announced that yesterday, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity to just go into one of their best and most loved songs, and it's such a popular song. First thing to just mention is there are a couple of different simple ways to play it. But to play it correctly, you will need a capo. And a capo, if you've not used one before, clips onto the strings and changes the key of the chords. So you're basically shortening the guitar so it sounds higher. So if I show you, if I put it on the 5th fret, it sounds a bit like a ukulele, but you can kind of like move a capo around. It's actually, when I was learning guitar, Wonderwall was probably the first full song I learnt, and it was the reason to get a capo. So yeah, do get a capo, but first of all, if I just show you the chords without a capo, in case you haven't got one, so then you can still use some of this video. So stage 1, I would say, is just to go through the basic chords. So we've got E minor, G, D, and A. Okay, later on we will do some stuff with that, but if you're just learning guitar and you're just getting to grips with these chords, I think let's start there. So you've got E minor, G, D, A. Let's go again. E minor, G, D, A. If you know a different version of G, you can use like that, but later on you'll find that we need 2 fingers on it, so it might be worth just putting 2 fingers on, or your little finger. Okay, so the next stage, I think, before we put the capo on even, is just to see if we can alter these chords and put 2 fingers on the smallest 2 strings, like that. So you've got sort of little finger on the 3rd fret, 1st string, the 3rd finger on the 3rd string, the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then you've got your E minor as well. So the way I think about this is you've kind of got your E minor shape, but you've got the 2 fingers on, and those 2 fingers will actually stay throughout the whole song, so that's quite useful. So you've got E minor, well, it's E minor 7 now, G, and the same with the D, so you keep those fingers on, and it becomes a D sus4. So you're keeping those fingers locked in place, and then you've got an A7 sus4. So let's just try that. G, D, A, E minor, G, D, A. Okay, so I think let's put our capo, if I can find it, on. So the song uses the capo on the 2nd fret. So I see a lot of kids, well, and adults actually, do sort of that sort of thing with a capo, and you get this sort of buzzy noise. So when you're putting a capo on, just make sure it's sort of as close as you can get to the fret, but not over it. So if it's over the fret, again, you get that sort of horrible sort of tinny sort of buzzy noise if it's on the fret like that. So it needs to be sort of just behind the fret, but close to it. So again, if you'll go back to the sort of, so I'm just showing you because a lot of people do get that a little bit wrong. The same as when you're fretting a note, actually, you're trying to get close to the fret. If you go too far back, you've got to push a lot harder to make the same noise. And if you go over the fret, you get this sort of noise, so you're looking for that. So now I've got our capo on, and we've got our altered chords. So we've got E minor 7, and then G, D sus4, A7 sus4, E minor, G, D, A. So if those chords are sort of causing you a little bit of confusion, you can go back to the kind of regular shapes. Next up, I want to just show you some of the rhythm. So this is where a lot of people fall down, and I've seen quite a lot of books with the strumming pattern for Wonderwall, and it's quite a confusing thing. So the way I simplify it is by using bug patterns. So most of my students will know about bug strumming, and they quite like it, I think. So you've got spider, grasshopper. So we're going spider, down, down, grasshopper. Spider, grasshopper. Grasshopper, spider, grasshopper. Down, 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 up. So you can hear that you've got sort of down, 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 up. So you can hear it's beginning to sound a little bit more like the Wonderwall. It's not quite perfect, but it is a lot closer. So next up, we're going to go spider, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper. So butterfly, grasshopper, spider, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, spider, grasshopper. So don't get too worried about this. I think just playing with some strumming is kind of one of the brilliant things about this song. It's sort of quite kind of jangly. It's got kind of lots of upstrokes and stuff, and you can kind of mess around a little bit. But let's take it to the next level of accuracy just to get it kind of spot on. So you've got spider, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, caterpillar. So I'll write that down in a box somewhere, probably up here. Spider, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, caterpillar. Spider, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, grasshopper, butterfly, caterpillar. Okay, can you hear it sounding sort of similar to the song? Let's just try without me saying the bugs. So once you've got the bugs, obviously don't say them out loud anymore. You can kind of just drop that, and if you want to add singing later on, you can. So let's just do it in our head. If you want to add other strums, you can. So like I say, don't worry too much if you add the odd sort of up strum, the odd accent that's sort of not quite there. It doesn't matter. The most important thing is to kind of get this sort of strummy kind of flow. So it does sound good with lots of different strumming. So have a little play, but I think that's quite nice, the kind of the bugs, just to get it. You've got a couple of other chords. So if I just show you you've got a C. So again, if you keep those fingers on, C add 9 it would be. And then D, and then A. That's like a link, and then we're back to spider. It's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Like that. So I'm a bit conscious not to sing the whole song because of copyright strikes, which YouTube seems to be quite big on. But I will show you the chorus. So you've got, again, those two kind of fingers locked in place. C add 9, and then D, and then E minor. So this is the pre-chorus. C. And you can do the same strumming. There are many things that I would. G. So that's a little link with G over F sharp. So it's a kind of a, you've got your G chord, F sharp, and then E minor, and then A. So that's actually quite complicated. It's just a little link, linking the pre-chorus to the chorus. So let me just show you again. So you've got your pre-chorus, which is C D, and then E minor, or with those extra fingers. And then you've got your linking bit, which is your G, and then you drop the finger to an F sharp, G over F sharp, E minor, and then A. And now we're on the chorus. So do re-watch that bit. I think that bit was a little bit complicated in terms of chord movement. So you've got the chorus, which is C, E minor, G, E minor, C, E minor, G, and it just loops that. Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me. C, E minor, G, E minor. So have a little play. They're the main sort of building blocks. Like I say, you can, even if you don't have a capo, just try the basic chords. You can try a bit of the strumming, and you can try adding those two fingers. Like I say, it was the first song I ever really learnt on the guitar. And I remember Wonderwall coming out and just being amazed at Liam Gallagher's voice and the kind of the energy and projection, the kind of the emotion, I guess, in the song. We'd never heard it before. So that song has a special memory for me as well, and I'm really pleased that the band have reformed. So yeah, I might teach this a little bit more in the schools, but this is a little lesson for you now on Wonderwall. Have a little go. It's not a difficult song, and it's really fun to play, so enjoy. Bye bye.